Welcome to the NFL. Let's go! Let's go!
Titans fans, are you ready for some football?
Spartans! What is your profession?
Welcome to Two-Tone Blue Nation. By fans, for fans. Two-Tone Blue Nation. Organizing tailgates and events. If you're all about Tennessee Titans football, this is your podcast.
Here we go!
And here comes your hosts, Big Luke, King Cole, and Austin Hall.
Welcome in, everyone, to another episode of Two-Tone Blue Nation Talk, the podcast by fans for fans. On today's show, we have one of the most recognizable Titans fans in the world. Even if you've never met him, if you've watched enough Titans games, you've certainly seen Adam McMillan, a.k.a. the Titan Man. Adam, we're glad to have you on the pod, buddy. How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing great, man. How you guys doing?
Doing excellent, buddy. Hey, well, as always, those of you listening, these superfan pods serve as a way for the Titans fans in the community to get to know each other. Two-Tone Blue Nation's all about uniting Titans fans together and providing the best fan experience possible on game day. Everyone has a story to tell about how they became Titans fans, and myself and all the listeners out there are excited to hear yours, Adam. So tell us, how did Titan Man become a Titans fan?
Well, let's see. Really, it started with my dad and my grandfather, both big, huge NFL fans. They, every Sunday they were watching football, and I was in there with them. And of course, that's what I was watching too. I wanted to hang with the fellas. So at that time, there were no Titans. They were the Oilers, and they were in Houston. So my dad actually was a Cowboys fan. My grandfather was a Bears fan. So I kind of grew up between those two teams, watching a lot of them and cheering for them. And then naturally, when Nashville got the Titans in '97, it was kind of we shifted gears, and that's who we were going to root for. That was our team. That was our squad. And we started going to the games. I mean, from that point on.
Fair enough. Easy and simple, man. Yeah, I remember back in the days before we had the Titans. I'm not too ashamed to admit I had an Emmitt Smith jersey. I guess I was a quote-unquote Cowboys fan, but I was like 7 years old back then, so that doesn't really count. Don't hold that against me. But anyway, we mentioned earlier as we were coming in that you are the most recognizable Titans fan that the Titans have. You've got the armor. You've got the helmet with the LED lights. I mean, you've even got a sword. And, I mean, there's probably not a more badass fan in the NFL than you. Take us through the progression of Titan Man and how you kind of constructed the costume and became what you are today as Titan Man.
I appreciate the comments, first of all, man. I'm just glad people love it, really. I do put a lot of time, a lot of effort into my character and what I do. Kind of the same thing that you guys went through, wanting to provide a better fan experience. It's like, all right, well, let's see what I can do just from a one-person standpoint. And I said, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to construct this character. And it kind of all started really in 2008 at the first Code Blue game. If I recall right, it was against the Colts. And, I had seen the original Titan Superfans, the Flameheads. There was another guy that wore like a hard hat that had like a sword running through it. And we had, Titanista. I'm sure you guys are familiar with her. She's Two-Tone Blue Nation.
Absolutely.
And so seeing them, and it was like, you know what, I'm dressed up. I want to do something. So I just started real simple with painting my beard blue. It was like, that's what I want to do. It got a lot of attention, a lot of compliments. So I kept doing it. It came up to about 2014, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to really step up my game. And I found this metal Gladiator replica helmet, like the movie. And I said, you know what, that would be really cool. I'm gonna get that and continue to paint my beard blue, and got myself this medallion, this Titans chain medallion that I'm sure you guys have seen, and it's evolved since then. But it just started with that Titans emblem, and it was like I wanted to do something different. I didn't want to be a flame head. I didn't want to, kind of jock anybody's swag. So I did some research and found out, that the Titans tie into Greek mythology. And then Ares was the Greek god of war. So I started looking at, different pictures of what they had of Ares. And that was kind of the look that I wanted to start to go with. So I started doing that. And then I started making broadcast on CBS or Fox or whoever it was, and they'd flash up a picture of me. So I was like, oh, dude, this is really cool. So now I'm on national television, gaining a lot of exposure. And then I just, I think it was 2018 is when the NFL actually banned my helmet, the metal helmet. Anything with spikes or anything that could be used as a weapon, they just started outlawing it. So I was like, oh crap, what am I going to do now? Like, I can't wear this in. I've been doing this for like 4 or 5 years now. They're taking this away from me. Started freaking out. So kind of got on YouTube and started looking at how to construct things out of EVA foam, and figured out how to build this helmet, and started building this armor and building this sword and building these things out of foam, knowing that I could get it in to the stadium if I had it made out of something other than metal. And then really just over the last couple of years, it's just evolved into this whole cape, the shoulders, the legs, the arms, pretty much full on out, man. It's been a fun ride.
Well, you've definitely got the look, and you talk about not wanting to jock anybody's swag. So, those of you listening out there, you want to get your own foam and make your own armor, that's cool. I doubt you've got the balls to actually breathe fire, but Titan Man did. He took it a step further, and the first time I saw you breathe fire was last year at the Kansas City game, the AFC Championship game. And dude, I got to tell you, I lost my shit. So where did that start? How long did it take you to learn how to do that?
Okay, so I kind of been practicing this whole fire breathing thing, and that was kind of like a whole nother avenue I wanted to take it. My brother actually is a trained professional. He travels the country. He teaches workshops. He performs at various festivals and Burning Man festivals and things of that nature, and is kind of really respected in that community as one of the elite performers of that. So like, he really is a professional fire breather. It was like, okay, well, then I need to learn how to do this, because it's a part of the Titans culture. It's a part of our logo. It kind of just ties everything in. And I was like, what would be more badass than Titan Man breathing fire? So I was like, I'm going to learn to do this. And then I filmed, I believe it was for the draft last year. So right about this time, I filmed an entry video to become one of the members of the Inner Circle. I think that they held an online contest, and you had to submit a video. So that was really that was when I really kind of debuted, okay, this is what I can do. And I did a few shots and I sent it in. I didn't get it, but I got a lot of feedback from that. And it was like, I'm going to wait for the right time to really bring this out as another level of, what I can do, and bringing it, just to hype the fans up and everything. So, once we made it to the AFC Championship game, I was like, okay, this is the time. And it was cold, let me tell you, but I felt like we warmed them up.
Oh, absolutely, man. So let me set the stage for the fans listening, the fans that weren't there at Arrowhead. All right, so I'm about a dozen beers deep walking around. It's 9 degrees outside in Arrowhead parking lot. We've got one tent with all the heaters in it. That's the only place you can go to stay warm, unless you're just inebriated to the point that I was. But so I'm walking around, and all of a sudden, all these people start flooding around. I think you were on top of a hood of a truck.
Yeah. No, I was on top of the roof. I was on the roof.
You were on the roof. Okay, you were on the roof of a truck, and so I see you, and you've kind of got your helmet off. I'm like, what's he doing? And all of a sudden, I see you take a swig out of this bottle, and I'm like, oh shit! And you just start breathing fire. So yeah, way to one up all the flame heads. Foam flames or real flames. You've definitely got the one up on them.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And it's something I plan to bring. I obviously haven't done it at a home game yet, but I think week 1 will be a good time, man. I'm excited. I want to come out there with all you guys, and you're talking about getting a fan base hyped up. I think we can really do it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I would be honored to have you breathe fire at the home opener Two-Tone Blue Nation tailgate. So if you're out there listening, you're trying to figure out if you're going to come to the tailgate or not, just keep in mind you're going to be able to see Titan Man breathe fire.
Hell yeah, we're going to light it up.
All right, so you being such a super fan, I'm sure you've got to experience, some pretty awesome things. What are some of the things that you've been invited to do? People that you've got to meet since becoming a quote unquote super fan?
Man, there's been a lot of cool things that I've got to do. A lot of cool experiences. I think one of them is the Titans reached out to me and wanted to actually do a fan feature where they came to my house and did this extensive interview, had me breathe some fire, had me kind of get my whole story, similar to what we're doing here. And then, of course, they blasted out on all those social media. That was really cool. Of course, getting to be in all the hype videos. They've asked me to come into St. Thomas Sports Park to their filming facilities. I've been on a Blitz show with Lance Smith. I've been on field pregame. Got a chance to really meet the coaches, the owners, most of the players, VIP tailgates. Man, it's just a whole lot, man. And then recently, I'm not sure if you guys follow me much on social media, but I was named one of Nashville's best sports fans by Nashville Sports Council. And all that was kind of happening right as the tornado and then COVID hit. So they haven't really officially had our announcement party, but I think there was 4 finalists when all that hit. Instead of naming one winner, they just said these 4 finalists are all equally as deserving. And we kind of came together to bring money in to help out the tornado victims. I think that was the ultimate cause there. Because it was at that point, it wasn't about one single person. It was about everybody coming together to help the people that were in need at that time. But it's definitely given me a lot of opportunity to do a lot of good. That's for sure.
Absolutely, man. And that's the type of stuff we take pride in. I know, we do our own part to help out different charities. And that's awesome that, the 4 people who are competing against each other really kind of put that aside and united on the front to help Nashville and go towards a greater cause. With all that being said, you've said some of the things you've gotten to do. Do you have anything coming up? What's next for Titan Man?
Actually, probably the most recent thing that's going to be going on, the draft here on Thursday. They ran a competition, I think, a couple weeks ago for the virtual inner circle, and Titan Man got chosen to be on day 1. And I'll be part of the virtual broadcasted nationwide. So keep your eyes out. If you guys are watching the draft, keep your eyes out for Titan Man. He could make an appearance. So I'm looking forward to that, actually. And also in June 13th to be exact, I'm getting married. That's huge, man. I'm excited about that. Hopefully we're just keeping our fingers crossed that this whole virus thing blows over and we can get back to normal. Other than that, we got training camps coming up not too long, and
all right, so Titan Man and Titan Woman, you've got her a suit made, right?
Oh yeah, she's getting that from everybody. She's like, we got to get you something. We got to get you something going. So we'll see if we can't get her an outfit this year.
All right. Well, Matt, the fan experience has changed so much since Amy Adams Strunk has taken over as controlling owner. It used to be when you come to Nissan Stadium or LP Field, I guess it was when she took over, the game day atmospheres, it wasn't great. But since she's come in, it's seen a huge uptick in creativity since then. We've got the 300 chant on first downs, which I love. The production teams have really stepped up the audio and graphics on the Jumbotron, and they've really done a much better job to get the fans involved in the offseason with fan events. On top of all of that, though, what is something that you would like to see improve in terms of the fan engagement or the stadium atmosphere?
Man, I really do enjoy a lot of what we do and a lot of what they have given us when they expanded. We got new seats recently. We got the new sound system. We got new video boards. They're not afraid to invest in what we put out. I think the biggest thing as far as game day experience is getting more home team fan butts in the seats. That's what I want to see. I want to see that place rocking like it was in 2000, 2001, 2002, when every game was sold out. They were all Titans fans, and they were loud and proud. And I think, making this run that we made this year, I feel like we're really going to, start pushing towards being a perennial playoff team and, taking our stadium back over. I think that's going to be I think that's huge. And we could go on and on and on about how and why and what about that situation, but I really feel getting our stadium back and having home field advantage is going to be huge.
Absolutely. So for those of you listening at home, get your butt in Nissan Stadium, man. We've got a stadium to fill up. We've got to crank that volume up. So I know we're all excited for the 2020 season, and hopefully, there is a 2020 season with the COVID-19 virus going on. We're all excited to get back out here and tailgate at our home stadium. And while it feels like it's an eternity away, hopefully it'll be here before we know it. Before we get out of here, Titan Man, I've got some rapid-fire Q&A for you. You ready for it?
Shoot.
All right, here we go. Favorite tailgate food and drink?
I'd have to say barbecue and Jack Daniels.
Good mix. All right, you have to buy a jersey of a player that doesn't play for the Titans. Whose jersey are you going to rep?
Ooh, even though this would never happen, let's say Marcus Mariota.
All right. Who is a Titans player you thought would be a star but ended up busting?
Let's say Corey Davis, but not because he's really a bust, but he just hasn't lived up to potential.
It's fair. That's fair. NFL stadium you'd like to go tailgate at?
And this is one I think I'm going to check off my list this year, but Lambeau Field in Green Bay.
Yeah, I think Two-Toe Blue Nation's got a huge tailgate plan for that one.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
All right, last two questions. Favorite current Titan?
I got to go with the king, Henry.
All right, last one. Favorite all-time Titan?
This is a hard one, and it's really a toss-up between Steve or Eddie. I'm going to have to go with Eddie, though.
All right. You're the second person that – no, I think you're the third person that said Eddie. Eddie is getting to be a popular choice. I ask all the super fans that, and Eddie is always the choice, it seems like. All right, Titan Man, that's going to do it for now. I appreciate you taking time out to chat with us. We can't wait to see you back in Lot R come September in Nashville.
Thanks a lot, guys, for having me on, and I appreciate everything you guys do. Let's go tighten up.
Tighten up. We're going to get out of here. And until next time, take care and tighten up.
We got to go.
Here it comes. Football.
But you've been listening to Two-Tone Blue Nation. If it's Tennessee Titans football, it's here. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll be back soon. But until then, find us on Twitter at Two-Tone Blue Nat 1. Find Big Luke at Two-Tone Big Luke and King Cole at Two-Tone Blue Cole. Find us on Instagram at Two-Tone Blue Nation. Till next time, Titans Nation.
Spartans! What is your profession?